There's something about July that makes you look up from whatever you've been doing and take inventory. Where am I? How did I get here? Is this what I thought it would look like? That's going to be this episode. Hello, my name is Ronnika, and this is the Please Do podcast. And I have the pleasure of being with
It's me, it's Jeffrey. Welcome back. What's going on, Ronnika? How are you?
it's July. There is what is it? It's a gift that I posted on my stories that said June is over, and then the little mushroom said July. Get it? July, like July. Yeah. But y'all know I love a good corny joke.
And that was corny.
It was, but
July. But I'll take a swing at it.
okay.
I definitely will double down with you.
Thank you.
Mm-mm.
Thank you for not leaving me out there. But it's a new episode. It's a new week. What we looking like, Jeffrey? What's going
Oh,
on?
it's a new episode. It's a new week. No, no.
He's on one today. You see that, right?
No, I'm feeling good. It's winding down, getting up to actually running into a class reunion, my 25th class reunion, so I'm kind of getting excited. So actually, yeah, it got work, it's summer, it's just like it's beginning. It's newness, it's nostalgia, it's fun.
All of the
Yeah.
things.
That's kinda like my aura.
Jeffrey said his 25th class reunion, and we just turned 25 like a couple years ago. That is crazy.
No, I didn't turn 25 a couple years ago. I actually weathered a few more moons than that. But to know 25 years, I actually was talking to someone at work, this young lady at work, and I say young lady because now as you get older, you just call everybody young lady, like, and that's crazy. That's a real crazy transition. But
Mhm.
um she was talking and I was like, "Well, actually, I have my class reunion that's going up this weekend," and she was like, "What year?" And then I was like, "Well, I said my 25th," and then I kept going, and I said, "Well, I was in college in 2007," and was like, "What?" I said, "Yeah," I said, "Actually, I've been working with youth, tomorrow will be 19 years. So, yeah, I've been doing this, like, a long time, so you have to add that up on college and then, to high school, so, yeah, 25 years, it's a clean sweep over here. I'll say this, I put in some time in those 25, and I've had a great time and plan to do another 25, um, with less hassle.
Oof. Amen.
Another
Amen.
25 with
Amen.
yeah, yeah.
Oof. Aside from Jeffrey celebrating this milestone that is coming up, um, when this episode premieres, we would have completed our speaker series for the collaboration with the Morton House and the band and choir stories that will be coming up with Story Salon. So I'm excited about that. That is on Thursday, July 9th. I had to pause because I said, what day is today? That's how the week has been going.
Wow.
So I'm just happy that this event is here and we're going to hear some great stories. Especially Jeffrey and I being a part of the Tiger Marching Band in Ben Harbor, Michigan. So there's going to be some great stories in the room. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, it was nothing like getting the honor of being an actual TMB member.
Hmm.
And, for people that don't know, TMB is Tiger Marching Band. Once you got that calling, then it was like, bing! It was like one of those high school, either TMB Boys basketball, you know, you're kinda in the golden club at our local high school when we were growing up. Like, if you were in one of those 2, then you had clout. You
Yes,
had clout.
you
And then,
did.
of course, total athletes, period, but definitely boys basketball and, Tiger marching band.
Absolutely. Woo. So we know that 2 things are happening in our lives right now that are asking us the same question from different angles. We're going to sit in a lot of that today. So, Jeffrey, what is one word for, um, where you are right now, emotionally, mentally in your life?
Taking shape. We had talked about a few months ago I had spoke of a new opportunity, of helping another organization, and it's taking shape. You know what I'm saying? And here it is, I'm 90-day mark, and you actually see, like, the implementation of your work where you put in so many hours, things of that nature, but now there's a plan in place where it's been implemented. It's not just from the head down, it's actually from the ground up. So, um, yeah, that would be my word.
I think mine is shift, and I talk about this every year, how July is, like, my month of, like, transitions or, um new beginnings for a lot of in a lot of areas, but shift and I'm gonna go into the next one, which is one thing that is true about this week that wouldn't have been true 5 years ago. I don't think I would have been as vulnerable as I am today 5 years ago. Um, it's over time that I've had to be vulnerable and, talk about some things that are going on in my life, but this week was the beginning of this week about whooped my ass. And I had to be vulnerable enough to say, "I do need some help," and, I was able to get that help. So, that's why I said it's really I feel like it's been a season of shift, like July was.
Shout
Huh?
shout out to help.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta give help, shout out. I mean, that's how you know it's reinforced. That was good. I mean, the way that you shared, because not only did you allow yourself, well, 1, you identified your overwhelm.
Mhm,
2, you allowed yourself to regroup because a lot of people, after they know they're overwhelmed, they panic or shut
mhm.
down. So you didn't do that. Then 3, you sought out help that was able to help because you could seek out help and it's a bad help. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And then you embraced it, got the project done, and now you're actually talking about it. So it's like a lot of steps to it because you can say, "Oh, I got it done," but no, we got it done. The team got it done. So that's pretty good. That's why I was like, shout out to help.
thank you, brother
Yeah,
Jeff,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
brother
I just
Jeffrey.
told you implementation, like implementing a plan. I may had a plan, but I damn sure ain't doing all the steps.
Okay.
So from that standpoint, we still got to get this done. So yeah, we're a team.
Well, thank you,
Hmm.
'cause we're gonna slide right into and it's funny because forgot this segment was even called this for this week. Something new is beginning. Ronika's transition. Like, what?
Okay, Ronika's transition.
Mm, 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 mm. So, Jeffrey's gonna start off with this, segment because I guess you are asking me questions.
All right. So yeah, I had look, y'all. I had to read the script. I had to read the script on the fly.
As I was going down and said, I was like, "Did I do my homework?" Okay,
So
okay,
it's a flowing conversation, and I'm gonna ask Monica an array of questions,
great.
and we're just gonna ride it out from question to question. Are you ready? All right. I just want to let you know you do not have to know how this segment is going to end or how it's going to begin. All right.
Thank you.
All right. What I want you to do is to be you and be with your mind.
Okay,
See,
I got it.
they didn't gave me these segments
I
now, y'all, you know, so
I hate it. Nerve.
Uh-oh, now I think I'm Brian Gumble.
Mm.
All right, what does transitioning into something new actually feels like in your body right now?
Ooh, it's so different from previous years, I think. Mm.
That wasn't a loaded question.
Well, shut up.
Yeah. Ah, damn. Dude,
Hey.
as I was reading it, I was like, I wanna know too.
Mm. Before, it felt like absolute anxiety, um, like not really being excited to leave the house, because I was like, "It is trash outside." But now I'm approaching things with, like, a new outlook. So, it feels a little bit differently in my body as far as having the desire, and this just happened, like, today, but having the desire to get up early enough to go and walk on the beach before work. So what it feels like in my body is that, we are of a particular age, and you gotta do something to preserve this body, so it's feeling more like, intention, like you have to be intentional about getting up and doing these things, so
It sounds like, I remember when they had the Propecia on the BET. Remember BET, commercial Propecia? And Diddy was like, "You have to preserve your sexy." Uh,
Carisha?
no, this is the no, excuse me, not Propecia, Proactive. Proactive. My bad, I threw out the wrong generation. Not Gen Zs, but actually millennials. Proactive. You remember them Proactive commercials?
Yeah, but the fact that you were saying Propecia, because I was like, "Is he does he mean Carisha?" Okay, okay.
Uh-uh.
No, been there, been there.
Alright.
Okay,
Alright, let me get back to it. My bad, y'all. That was just a random, we can go on a little tangent over here.
we do.
Alright. Alright. So now that you know the transition is something new, is it do you believe that this transition chose you or something that you chose to do?
Think it's a little bit of both. Um,
Why?
it's funny because
I
when
I'm gonna I'm gonna dive in and say why both and
okay,
be direct.
okay, because 'cause I'm gonna give you an example why it's both for me. Um, when you're younger, you're just going, 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 like, "Okay, yeah, I'll get to the doctor when I can. I'll get to the dentist when I can. I make sure that I floss and all of that." But the older I get, I am saying that I have to choose me before I choose everything else, and that looks like I joked about it at work. I said, "I don't like seeing the dentist." They said, "Oh," but I said, "No, I'm okay with the cleaning. I don't like seeing the dentist, because when that dentist comes in and assess your mouth, it's like,
Work to do.
"Ooh, shoot." Like, I don't wanna see you. So I love the report of, "Your teeth look good. We'll see you in 6 months." Perfect. Perfect. So that's
Right.
me choosing to go that extra mile with my teeth, even with my health. Like, I want to see the doctor for 2022. I was seeing the doctor once a quarter. I was like, ain't no way Ronnika Janai is going to see the doctor a couple times a year. For what? So I
And
had that place
tune
of
up,
like, oh, no, like, no, no. I want
tune
to
up.
see you once a year, girl. I want to see you once a year. And you just tell me what I gotta do to maintain this temple. So that's why I said it at first it was choosing me, like, "Oh, you better get this ish together." I know I've told the story about me being in New York and having a telehealth conversation with my doctor, and she was just like, "You gotta leave that soul food alone." What you mean? She said, "I don't think it's not good for the soul. It's definitely not good for the body." And I said, "Mm, okay." So I had to be intentional about, okay, you don't have to have soul food all the time. You don't have to
Right,
have the cheese, the
right.
green, the fried chicken. You don't. That should be just here and there. But yeah, I had to choose it because it chose me, and I had to really take that in. So that's why I said both.
I I wanted I know it just seems like it could be a scapegoat, when people say both. I just wanted to get a little drive a little deeper.
What you want?
So the next thing that I wanted is we see that it's the health journey
Mhm.
that most important. So but what's the one thing that you're gonna leave behind uh outside of just the soul food?
Ooh, it's funny because I took a walk with Chantel today. That was my walking partner today. Shout out to the Harvey Eats. Um, and it's funny, she just texted me. So funny, I said her name and then bloop,
You text
right
her?
there, she texted me.
Mm-mm.
Um, one thing I'm leaving behind is for so long I would just keep my mouth shut, just like there's a job to be done, just do it. Now it's like I'm expressing myself a whole lot. I'm really advocating for myself. So I'm leaving that behind of like not speaking up for myself as much. I'm doing a whole lot of that now. Whole lot of it. I see an opportunity, I'm gonna say something about it. I see something that's like, you think that's all right? I'm gonna say something about it. Whereas before I'm just like, you know what, that's not my problem. Not my car fare are that's what Jeffrey be saying, not my car fare.
If you know, you know. That
You
carb
know, you know. So yeah, I'm leaving that behind. Keeping my mouth shut. None no more.
the next one, who do you need to be on the other side of this that is not fully there yet?
Ooh,
As we're talking transition.
I see. Another thing we talked about today is because I said earlier that I had to ask for some help, and the other side of that is just being vulnerable. Because I will talk myself out of something in my head. So who do I need to be on the other side of that? It's just really bold, bold. Like ask for what you want, ask for what you need, um, and don't be afraid of the outcome.
That's important.
Is this segment over? Like,
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
it's great.
mm-mm. I got a couple more.
Okay.
What's the scariest part of this transition?
Starting over.
You gotta start to start.
Yeah, it's that is scary. And
What's
starting over doesn't always look like um man. Starting over doesn't mean, like, absolutely ground zero as far as, like, the pits, rock bottom. That's not what I'm talking about. Starting over meaning, okay, you have this plan in place, and if you wanna get to that next level, you're gonna have to clear a lot of this ish off your plate. So, that's what I mean by starting over.
what's the
Uh,
most exciting?
the most exciting is, getting to discover a new space. In new space, I mean, y'all, I've been in this house for it'll be 10 years in August. Wild. 10 years. I ain't never as an adult, I ain't never sat nowhere for 10 years, ever, ever. But I'm finally at a place where I'm like, "No, I wanna make this my own." Like, I deserve to make this my own. So, that's the exciting part. Because when I first moved in here, it was not a clean slate, and my sister and I had to talk about that, like, she said, "You didn't walk into, like, a cleared out house, like, you had to get rid of the stuff and all of that." So, yeah, it's really like, wow, I get to really start anew.
Alright. One last question.
What is it?
How does that work as in this new transition, along with your work? And, I mean, your work like Story Salon, Lori's Place, your podcast. How do it fit into where you're going?
So, with this season, which I said a little bit earlier, is that being able to wrap up a season, like, wow, okay, that was just so eye-opening, like, man, we can cram these events in, like, just 3 weeks or, over the course of, like, a month or so? Okay, so then I'll have the rest of the summer to myself. So that looks like, being done when you said you're gonna be done, and choosing if you want to add anything else, like, "Oh, maybe we could do one more event." Maybe, maybe not sure. But, and it also looks like, "Girl, take that PTO. It's right there. It's right there. Don't worry about like, oh dang, such and such just said that they want to go on vacation. You do too. You do too. You do too. So just put in that PTO and go on and go.
You gotta take that time. It's the balance.
That you got to.
Because if you
I'm going
don't, then,
back.
those check engine lights will start coming on.
Ooh wee. That means you'll be at the doctor more than you need to be.
Mhm.
Word.
Yeah. That was a good one. Okay, you survived.
Thank
You
you.
survived. There's nothing wrong. That was just a little reflection. I like that.
Thank
I
you
like
because
that.
I flip it on your
That's
arse.
fine. It's reflection. It's reflection.
Great.
Yeah.
So we are going into the
Yeah.
Jeffrey's 25th reunion. How do we get older?
Man, I was telling somebody, I said, I wasn't telling somebody, I was telling one of our students, and they're in high school. And they were like, man, I don't know, so much going on right now. And I said, actually, you have to look at it and put it into context. I said, one day, do you want to be an adult? I said, like kind of like my age. Like, yeah. I said, well, actually, it's about I said, when you graduate from high school, you're 17 or 18 years old. Some people, maybe even 16.
Mhm.
Um, I said, actually, I've been out of school 25 years on top of that. So just put that into context. And then I could have graduated from high school twice, and still I have a couple more years added on to that. So that's just the way of life, you know. You just hope that you've grasped some things and put it in your toolbox along the way, that's prepared you for that next age or for that next experience or for that next place. Cause you never know, what experience you're gonna be put in.
Okay. Let's see. 25 years, Jeffrey. 25.
Ooh,
I
child.
wanna sit in that number for a second before we do anything else.
My
Cause
birthday.
what does it feel like to be walking into a room full of people who knew you then? Then. Crazy. So you ready? Who were you at graduation, and what did that version of you believe about what was coming?
Damn. Good
I
question.
knew that.
Who was I at graduation? Optimistic, ready for the world, determined, um, but a bit anxious because I was being asked to do something that no one in my family had ever done, graduate from
Mm.
so they created a level of anxiety. So, um, what was the second part of the question?
What did that version of you believe about what was coming?
I didn't know what was coming. I knew that people were separating. I knew that people were separating, people that you knew for a long time. Uh, but you did more of talking about people that weren't really gonna make that much of a transition because I think it kinda healed the wounds of what was about to happen. Like, it's easy to say, "Oh, this person's not about to go do anything," at the time, but realistically, when you left, you may not have had anybody around you. So then you think to yourself like, "Damn, well, maybe I should've," because some people do say, "Hey, I might as well go back,"
Mhm,
you
mhm.
know? And so that's kinda like the little bit of the toggle, um, during that period of time.
What what did you think your life would look like at this point?
At 18, I mean, I didn't know what it was, I knew that I was gonna be around. You know? I knew that I was not just gonna be like, this was it, like, BH was it. Like, I remember at 18 said I wanted to be the mayor. So if you wanna be the mayor at 18, then you kinda, like, peak, because now you just gotta earn the title, and then 6 years later, I ran. And so then I learned that it wasn't about a title, it was about impact,
Mhm.
and so then I ain't need that. And so now
Yeah.
so now I wanna impact even more, because again, when I was 18, they told us sky's the limit, you know what I'm saying? They had been telling us since we were, like, 3 that the sky's the limit. So I wanna see what this limit is. Unfortunately, 3 weeks later, well, excuse me, I went off to college, 8/20 of '01. 3 weeks later, the world changed. 9/11 happened. And so once 9/11, the ambition of we about to go off and have, what is about to see. And then 9/11 happened, it was like, man, alright. Well, some of the people that I went to school with that I'd known for the last 15 years, because 'cause I'm 18, now they're going to war. So it impacted me. The world changed right after graduation. Like, right after I went off to college, because I went off to college in August. The world changed in September.
My follow-up question was gonna be how close did you get, but you said that you ran for mayor 6 years after high school.
How close did I get to what?
No, so the question was, what did you think your life would look like at this point, and how close did you get?
Well, I didn't wanna be mayor forever. I had learned at 18 that it wasn't a paying job. So I knew that already, like, they were like, it doesn't really pay." They only pay you at the time, they only got paid for 2 meetings. Well, they used to have meetings every Monday. Then they cut that down. One of the legislative bills, through this they changed the city charter to cut it to, 2 meetings per month, but, um yeah, I didn't wanna do that forever. No way. And then so within the next I ran for mayor in 20 by the age of 24, and then by the age of, I wanna say 30, I was elected a school board member. So it was like went from city government to, you know, education. Other things only other thing that you could do in our hometown was the hospital, and I wasn't good in science. So I had kind of peaked, I felt, you know.
So, who from the class are you most curious to see, and why?
Oh, man. Oh, man, I don't everybody. Like like, I don't man, I don't wanna pin nobody because even my close friends, I would wanna see them. I would wanna see Damon, one of my close friends, but he's not gonna be there because his mother-in-law passed away, here recently. So my condolences to the family. I would wanna see, man, who's sticking out right now? Cindy. Because I known Cindy since I was in 1st grade. No, that's a lie. I've known Cindy since preschool. And then the one story that popped for me is one day I was at the doctor, when I had to be like 7 years old, and the doctor used to have everybody, your local pediatrician, would have everybody picture, their school picture on the wall. And lo and be I guess this was prior to HIPAA because you can't do that now. Yeah, I guess I didn't told my age a little bit. But what they do, they have everybody picture on the wall, and I saw her picture on the wall, and I was like, "We go to the same doctor?" That was so it'd be cool to see her. Or the twins, Corey and Carlton, I
Twins
wrote
for
a
friends.
story. Yeah, I wrote a story about them when I was 6 years old. Twins for friends. Uh, um, Cortez Ross. I don't think
Oh,
I haven't
man.
seen D since, yeah, because D is his side name.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen Cortez since graduation night. Like, I don't think I've seen him since. Like, I remember we rode around with Courtney, and I remember dropping him off, and I haven't seen him since. Yeah, that
Wow.
was 25 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, then I wanna see, Willette. That's my road dog. We from 7th grade on, she's right behind me, with our last name, Booker and Boykin. So yeah, like it's just certain people, like, and I can name so many people. I felt bad that I missed somebody, you
Yeah.
know? So, yeah.
Is there a version of you from back then that you miss or one you're glad you left behind?
Uh, well, according to my people, I used to be shy. My people, my family, they say I used to be really, really shy. So I'm glad I let that go. Because you ain't gonna get shit with that shy shit. Unless you scamming. I'm just telling you, like, it's a fine line. It's a fine line. Y'all know the ones that be passing out the money to them shies. I'm just saying. So it's a fine line. But anyway, but but yeah, being able to speak up for myself because, we already have a preconceived notion, that, you know, young black men come with, 2 strikes. So a lot of times it'll make a young black man when asked the question just shut down because automatically it's an assumption. You're asking me a question so you don't believe me. So a lot of times it'll make you shut down. It'll make you agree to something that you didn't do. So I had to get over that. Speak up for yourself. When they say him, no, him got a name. I have a name because I'm not going to jump up on you acknowledging somebody else and say it was me. So that would be it.
Okay, you all sidebar. It made me think about something that happened when Jeffrey and I worked together. You remember that man coming in that back door and saying, "That boy over there," and you lost it? You probably don't
Um,
remember that.
yes, I
Okay.
remember it wasn't that I lost. It was like I faintly remember it, but you go. I want you to tell the story. It's to be
From
better.
what I remember,
Yeah.
you say, "You will never address me as boy."
Yeah.
And it was like you whenever Jeffrey points, it's like it's like somebody's granddaddy, like the room gets quiet. And I don't know if somebody tried to say like, "Oh, you can't talk to our partners in that way." You were like, "No, like he don't know me. He don't need to be addressing me like that."
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, like, I understand he's a vendor, but I'm not a boy.
Yeah.
Like, come on now, I didn't say, "What do you want, boy?" You know, like, we're not having a boy pissing contest here. If he's a real vendor, then he should come in here like he wants us to pay for his service.
That's I don't know why, but that was like bloop, 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 bloop. That was speaking up for yourself, that's where it took me back to.
I
Okay.
I had a very similar incident, and some people may call it an incident, I call it a walk in the life. You know, I walked in the building, and soon as I walked in, um, front desk was like, "They've gotten this delivery for, your, division, and you need to." And I just paused and looked right in her eyes and said, "And how you doing today?" Like, damn, you didn't even ask me anything, like, chaos or not. Like, "And how are you doing today?" "Oh, I'm doing well, okay." Let's begin now, because you don't even know just because I walked in don't mean that I was beginning. I could have been walking out to go I could have been going to get my stuff to walk out, and maybe you just prompt me.
This is my last question for you.
Okay.
What did your community, your school, your neighborhood, your people give you that you're still carrying?
Pride, pride, you know, sometimes it can be too much, but
Mm.
we talk a lot about Tiger Pride, we talk about basketball, we talk about Tiger Marching Band, we talk about our community, we talk about leadership, because we want to be the best. But understanding to be the best, there's losses along the way because that has you have to have learning lessons. And I think my community taught me that we should win all the time. And if we didn't, then it's rigged or they're cheating. And I press my community as I've learned 25 years later that sometimes it is rigged. Sometimes, you know, they are against it. But there's learning lessons to it.
So 25 years is a long time and it went fast. How do you hold that? The slowness of living it and the speed of looking back.
I enjoy looking back. Um because it has so many memories, and it, put me as the, co-host of the Please Do Tell podcast. So, I love looking back, I love reflecting, I love the chronological, organized chaos
Mhm.
that has happened in my life, and then sharing it, um, to make sure or I don't wanna say make sure, sharing it to share the wise words and the shared thoughts. I had to clean it up. I didn't know what direction I wanted to go into. I was like, do I keep it nice, nice, or do we spread the lead?
I got you. I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah.
You know, we are going to scoot right on down to one of our favorite segments that I'm sure Jeffrey, it's been over 25 years since the song came out, and I feel like you still don't know it. You've been challenged.
25.
I said it's been over 25. So we're at the playground.
You know,
Play.
hey, grind. Oh, yeah. See, you made me nervous. Yeah, I went back to my shy stage when I first met you.
You told to be lying.
I was shy when I first met you.
Yeah,
I
but you
remember
got me in
hiding back.
trouble immediately.
Well, now you're just trying to say I'm a troublemaker.
Mm.
Don't paint a picture that you can't paint. Y'all hear that? You see, she always owe me as like I was the bad, the negative. Y'all would think I was the y'all would think that I was the big bad wolf in this whole game of her life. Mm-mm. That's terrible, Miss Williams.
Anyways, I've told the story about how I was put in timeout trying to copy Jeffrey doing a leapfrog on the carpet. He didn't get in team timeout. I did.
I was the leader.
Correct.
They didn't want you following me.
Clearly. And here we
Shoot. They wanted to see one. They didn't wanna see a replica.
anywho. So what is the
Authenticity.
background? Anywho. Take me to the last summer before something changed. Not the change itself, the summer right before it. What was it like to be in that summer without knowing what was coming? If you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. Oh my goodness. The summer before you graduated. What did the world feel like with everything still ahead?
The summer before graduation
Or you grad
means growing into,
Yes, your senior year.
um the summer before graduation, I was, again, TMB. It's my senior year, section leader. I've been doing section leader for 2 years, now I got a real section, so I was really feeling myself. 'Cause I have been a baritone in the band since 5th grade, and most of the time I was by myself ever since, like, 8th grade. 8th grade, I got the top band student in the district. I just wanna just let everybody remember. No, I'm just okay. But,
Ask Mr.
yeah.
Evans about this when I see him tomorrow, okay?
Oh, please. You said who?
Mr. Evans.
Please do.
I will.
Uh
If you all are watching, you should have seen him like, I want you to. That's what basically what you gave me. Like, I
Yeah,
want you.
I want you to, cause I know it already, cause we talked about it when I was a little bit older. It was crazy, like, I had almost forgot, but, he brought it up. Anyway,
Okay.
but what really sticks out about that summer
Mhm.
is the Kings of Comedy.
Ooh,
That's
hey.
when everything
Okay.
kinda stood still. I'm kind of
Okay.
an adult at a rated R. It's like a cultural it was
Okay.
kinda like a cultural icon movie flick that everybody's going to the movie theater, and I was
Yeah.
17. So, yeah.
That's a really
Yeah,
good one.
yeah.
For me, it was um still TMB because I was going into Jeffrey had just graduated, but it was going into my senior year. But it was Aaliyah and Alan Dyson dying on the same day. Alan Dyson is someone that we grew up with in the community.
He's my
Um,
classmate.
yeah, Jeffrey's classmate. And one of my good friends at the time, it was her first cousin. And I remember sitting in that living room just trying to piece together what was told. And her her stepdad's friend came into the house because he was staying with them for the week. And he said, y'all heard Aaliyah. Now, if you're and he had a southern drawl, but he was saying, y'all heard Aaliyah died. So we're thinking like, no, we're trying to process. Alan, what are you talking about? He said, no, Aaliyah, the singer. We like, well, did we just get hit with both of these on the same day? This how we finna start our senior year? And then boom, like Jeffrey said, a couple weeks after that, 9/11 started. So, I
Mhm.
mean, happened. So, yeah, that was the summer, that summer before we even entered high school. So, um, because
Is
I'm
it
gonna
on me?
yes.
What's a summer that felt like a long goodbye?
Did you know I was gonna read that one?
Because you ain't better than me. Even
Anyway.
if you didn't know it at the time.
Okay, whatever. Um, it was that summer after graduation, and I knew that my friends and I, especially the heartbeats, we were not going to the same school. I felt like that was the longest goodbye ever. We survived, but boy, it was a little rocky because I was not a happy person. I was like, all of my friends are going away to school, and I'm not. I'm upset. And boy, did I pay for it. But yeah, that was a long goodbye. Like I wanted to hang out every day, all night. Cause I
Didn't
know
wanna do nothing else
yeah,
but
I didn't
do
wanna
the
do
hanging.
nothing else, like, just come home and shower and go right back at it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was the summer that felt like
I would say that summer that felt like a long goodbye would be like the summer of '03.
Hmm.
It was like the last summer before I was like, "Let me I'm living somewhere else."
Yeah,
Like, it was my 2nd year out of college, I had came back home, so I had already lived, like, 9 months of you come in and leave as you please. So I have to come and listen to my structured mama who got me to college to all of a sudden to, "You need to be home by 12 and on the weekend by 1." Look, cuz we ain't leaving out till 11:30. What you think I'm gonna do, go down the street, turn back around? Like, I literally said that. I said that out of my mouth. So, I knew then I had to leave or I wasn't gonna make it. So, I made the transition. During that transition, also, I saw my friends, everybody was just getting older and wanted to do other stuff. At the time, Demita, she was transitioning. I think this was the time when we all were in college, but you knew that people weren't coming back home that next summer.
yeah,
So it's gonna be a gap in seeing them, or he's gonna have to travel to them, and we hadn't really incorporated real travel. When you 18, 19, you ain't really incorporated no real traveling,
yeah.
you know, so we did that. We had I remember that summer of '03, we lost power. Do you remember when the Northeast and the Midwest lost power and you had to barbecue everything in your, freezer because we lost power for 3 days?
My life just last week, but yes.
Yeah, we lost power for 3 days. Um, and so I remember a buddy of mine, Mike Razor, his mom was in Detroit, and so we kinda crashed out at his house, and we barbecued everything up in that woman's house. He was like, "'Cause you was" and then we barbecued everything, and then you just kept the more people, the more food, it was just like and then you needed the light of the grill just 'cause it was so dark out. It was crazy. So I knew then that that summer it was a long summer, we had fun, but I knew I was transitioning from staying another summer in, in BA. I knew it was a wrap then. Yeah, because me and my mom had got into it, and one last time, I was like, "Well, I ain't finna be disrespectful," especially when I know that I can find a place.
Mhm.
I always had that little, "Oh, I can get that." Like, "What are you talking
I
about?"
can go somewhere.
Yeah, I can figure this out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. What you were afraid of and what you were certain about, and which one turned out to be right? What were you afraid of when you graduated? What were you certain about when you graduated from high school? And which one turned out to be right? 24 years. Dun-dun-dun.
I was afraid of staying here after graduation. I was like, "I don't know what kind of mischief I'm gonna get into, cause now I'm hanging out with people that's just kinda like the same thing, like, I don't know what we're gonna get into, but it's gonna be some mischief." And what was I certain about? That ish was gonna happen. Like I knew it was gonna happen. And I turned out to be right. But when I say I learned a lot about friendships and about the company that you keep, um, yeah, I think, yeah, I didn't want to think that Ben Harbor was all that I had.
Understood. You said what now?
You got the window open?
Mm-mm. What are you talking about? Production crew, she is on today. Sheesh.
You right over there? What's happening? Okay, last one.
I didn't even answer.
Oh, well,
Damn.
you done
Man,
threw me
you just gonna run me off out the street.
off. Go ahead.
Alright.
What were you
Something I was afraid of?
concerned about?
Something I was afraid of, kids.
Woo!
That scared the
Yeah.
hell out of me about these whole thing of kids and then seeing friends. Um, the first time in 7th grade when I saw a young lady in 8th grade pregnant, it shocked the hell out of me. It was almost like it was shock therapy. Like,
Mhm.
it's no way I could go and tell my grandma and my mama that I done got somebody pregnant. Like, it was stunning to me. And so, through high school and stuff, I just kept bobbing and weaving, just staying up out of the place and hopefully, forward and the irony in it, I've worked with kids for the last 19 years.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Woo! Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Mm,
Would even have a high school student by this time as long as I didn't, I mean, I would have a high school graduate by
yeah.
this time. Crazy. Um, what was I certain about? What was certain I was certain about after high school? Um, I wasn't staying in my hometown.
Mhm.
Yeah, right. I know I wanted to be mayor, but I was like, I always thought to myself, could I do it from a distance?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. One of those. Like, then it was like, oh, well, you can just serve a term, get some shit done, serve a term in those 4 years. Say, I want to get these things done, and then go on to the next thing that you want to do. I wish most politicians would actually do that versus staying, for the perk.
On to the next, on to the
Mm,
next,
mm.
on the next, on to the next. Okay, so we're gonna pull it forward. Is there a version of this summer, right now, this July, that feels like the last summer before something? What's on the other side of it?
I mean, for me, the reunion. I'm about to see the same people I graduated with that summer. Because we used to just pop up. Like, we would drive around the city. After I graduated, you have graduation parties at Friday, Saturday, Sunday, following all the way up till August. Well, we would just my friends would just drive around the city and see if it had orange and black. We would stop it.
Oh,
We
yeah,
we
yeah.
knew that somebody graduated from there, and because we graduated with them, so why wouldn't we come celebrate them? That right there actually got me a lot more. I don't wanna say a lot more, but definitely more friends afterwards. You would go to some people, uh, open house, nobody was there. But then you bring, like, 4 people, they were like, "Yeah, yeah."
Friend, yeah.
And then you become good friends with them.
That's true.
You know?
Mm,
What about for you?
uh, I think it would be the summer before. So I moved to North Carolina in July. I think it was July 26th to be exact. And the summer before that, I remember working like, I ain't gonna be here next summer. And that's what it kind of feels like with this July. It's like I'm not gonna stay in the same place mentally, emotionally, even physically, like as far as trying to get my mind and my body right. That's what it feels like. Like, this ain't gonna be like last summer because last summer I was a little fluffy. Not this summer.
Okay, fluff.
Mm,
No fluff?
no fluff, no
Well,
mother fluff.
look, what the Simpsons say, you gotta get rid of the Duff beer, so no fluff.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna speed right on down to foolishness files.
That's why I gave you the Duff beer. I was leading us right into it.
Okay.
Dope. Not the roll of the eyes. You don't like The Simpsons. I threw 2 Simpsons reference out there, y'all, and she ignored them like stop signs. She treated them. She treated them like you.
Were y'all allowed to watch The Simpsons? I was allowed to watch the, I mean, not watch it, but I was allowed to wear the gear. But my aunt had to remind me. She said, "Remember, y'all couldn't watch The Simpsons." Did you say that at a family function? I'm like, "What?
She was just saying, 35 years later, look, you knew y'all couldn't watch them Simpsons, right?
Why you?" I said, "But there's a whole T-shirt with me, like going into the first grade. Was it first grade or going into second grade? I had a Bart Simpson T-shirt. I was posing with my now sister-in-law, Miss Blossom Time, and I said Bart was even at J.C. Penney's that time." She said, "But y'all weren't allowed to watch it." She said, "Well, what's wrong with my shorts?" I said, "Ah, you're right. Huh." She said, "Yeah, you can wear the stuff, but you can watch it." So any references I wasn't getting. I got it when I'm older now though, with the gifs and everything, but
Did you
episodes, it's a blur.
did you ever watch The Simpsons as you got older?
Few episodes here and there, but not like, "Ooh, I gotta."
So you never seen The Simpsons. Ah, not
Well,
miss watch, binge watch everything.
something years of no. No.
Look, that's called time hop. Sounds like we got a new challenge here.
Zoom in on the girl that just graduated. Yes, her,
we
her.
got a we got a new challenge here. You
She
gotta you gotta watch season 9 of The Simpsons. That's too funny.
season 9.
Just that was just a random
Okay,
number.
I was just like, "That's random AF."
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready? We're
Mm,
gonna bounce back and forth. Did you wanna start?
sure. The thing you thought you would definitely have figured out,
That's probably for you. I should have started. That's okay.
but it's fine.
Okay.
The thing you thought you would definitely have figured out. Uh, See, why did you start laughing? That's what threw me off right there. It's already hot over here, and as soon as I tried to open the window, and she was like, "What is that sound?" I was like, "Damn."
Started, damn it. Okay.
Alright.
The thing you thought you would definitely have figured out by your 25th reunion that is still very much in progress.
I'm gonna be ignorant and say my student loans, but I didn't know I was gonna have student loans like this.
It's my problem that I had to square up this week. I feel
So
it. I feel it. I feel
so
it.
that's kinda like where I'm at.
Okay. That's a great.
Alright.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, the most dramatic glow up or glow down story you've ever witnessed, and not yours, someone else. Like someone made a transition. Like you saw them, you were like, and then the next time you saw them, you were like, wow.
There's a few. Um, oh, okay. I'm gonna say this. And it's funny because I dated him our senior year. Um, when Dewberry came back for our class reunion, for our 10th class reunion, and people not remembering like, "Oh, y'all did date senior year." I'm literally in the car and one of my homegirls was like, "Ooh, Dewberry done got fired." I said, "Did he?" Hey,
Mm-mm. Not
did
the side hate. That was the side.
like,
Yeah, did he?
So, he came over to the car and she said it to him, and then I said, "It's quite a few girls have said that about you this weekend." He was like, "Really?" I said, "So I guess you totally had a glow up." He totally came back a different person, which he did also our senior year too. Like, he didn't look like the person that we knew from junior high or just the beginning of high school. So I would say he had a glow up.
Bam.
Shout
That's
out to
what's up.
Doogie.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
The outside eye and shout out to Doogie.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
We played baseball. I played baseball with Dewberry. He crazy. He was funny as hell.
Still
Yeah.
off the chain. Um, let's see. Something you believed with full confidence at 18 that you now know was completely wrong.
If you go to college, you'll be successful.
Mm. Mhm. Mhm.
'Cause they didn't tell you, you know well, there's so many transitions in life. They were just telling you what they was hoping that was gonna happen, and 'cause they people I've learned in organizations do 5-year master plan. Beyond that, people don't know how things are really gonna so, I mean, you can project, and so they try to project on you 10, 15 years, so you at least have something called hope, but, I hope you ready for some change
Oh,
along the way because it's definitely gonna happen to you.
okay. So, because you just that's segueing right into the Foolishness of the Week award. The most delusional thing your 18-year-old self believed about adulthood. This is when you all chime in and tell us what that Delulu moment was for you at the age of 18. And Jeffrey, next week has to give us his best reunion survival strategy.
Survival?
Survival.
Ooh,
'Cause you know you ain't finna sleep.
yeah, that's crazy because I do remember my 10-year class reunion, and it was cool. I remember
Mhm.
do we got time for it?
Yeah, we do. Cause I wanna talk about you crashing ours, so go ahead.
I remember that 10-year class reunion, and that first night, we were all kinda like we gathered together, but people were just kinda like, you still kinda like in your tribe because it's like your first time 10 years later, so you're 28.
Mhm.
And so I remember, and I mentioned her earlier, Cindy, and she was like, "Come on, Jeffrey, and if you know, you know." I don't dance, but she didn't pull me out here on this dance floor. And, I've been dancing in college, you know, but I ain't been, these people know I don't dance,
Yeah.
so,
Looks got
so we go out there off of, Lil Wayne and Kelly Rowland song. Um, damn, what was Lil Wayne and Kelly Rowland song?
why am I drawing a blank? I feel like I can see the
Uh,
I think I'm more of Nelly and Kelly, but no, you said Lil Wayne and Kelly.
yeah, Lil Wayne. Yeah, it wasn't that you don't know Wayne, you know that one because that was '02. Motivation.
Yeah,
And
baby,
we
I
go
can't
out there
wait.
and, she throwing that up on me and but motivation is a long song, okay? And when everybody's watching you and you done came out there with that first burst and gust of, yeah, we gonna do this. I remember by the 3:45-minute mark of that song, I remember we went to do that BH dip, if you know it, that get
Yeah,
down
you
the
do.
hill,
Yeah, you
you
do.
get down, and my leg trembled like a new I knew then, I was like, "Well, man, I'm getting a little older." So, I can only imagine that was at the 10 year. That was at the 10 year. So, that's that was night 1. I think we hung out all day on 2, I don't even remember. Somebody would have to even tell me, remind me the story. But I remember we ended up going back to my house, and I had this big old house, and I had classmates in my house that I didn't even mess with in college. I mean, excuse me, in high school. but it was, shout out to, damn, they were right there. I see them in my head. I'm gonna see them this weekend. But they've been married. They're classmates of mine, and they got married, like, right out of high school, and they still together. They got
Ronell in it? Wait, no.
mm-mm, I don't know if they had stopped by, but, Tina, Ar Archie, is it Archie?
Yes, and, oh my god, Takias.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, Parham. Yep,
yeah.
yep. It was funny because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everybody he has a nickname, and I was calling him by Tycheus, 'cause that's all I knew him as. Because I remember meeting Tycheus in 7th grade, and because he got a nickname, and it almost hit me right there. Just
Is it Worm?
Worm, Worm, yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Send this to him because
I remember meeting him in 7th grade, but we never, like, connected after that, but we graduated from high school together, you know what I'm saying? But I remember he was smart as hell. He was smart as hell in math in 7th grade. I do remember that, like, his math class is higher than mine. I do remember that because I came from Boynton, I thought I was high in math, but,
Yeah.
like, he is smarter than me in math. I do remember that. But, we reconnected with his wife, and then I remember that Sunday, everybody was walking slow to the picnic, and she was walking slow, he was walking slow. So we was all partying, like, the night before, and then we was like, "Man, we all getting older." It was like that was, like, the first time I would say, I felt like I was like, "Damn, my tribe said we getting older, and we kinda getting older." And so when
Yeah.
people always ask me, like, "When did you feel like you were grown?" That grown moment, I felt like going back after my 10-year class reunion, felt like I was an adult. I was able to I mean, obviously, it's 10 years after high school, you should be able to take care of yourself, but I felt like, "Okay, we can do this.
Mhm.
We have kids, we can have kids." If we decide to have a bunch of concubines, we got a bunch of concubines. Just joking, just joking. But, yeah, that was my little 10-year reunion. So just imagine 15 years later.
Ooh. My, oh my. I mean, I was there for the I crashed the 4th so Jeffrey crashed our 10th, which thank God he did. And I crashed the 40th birthday
When we turned 40.
weekend, and I was so tech I was out there with all of them. I was outside. It was great.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah, it's damn sure gonna be dandy, it's gonna be good to see, my people. I always say, these are the people that saw you with them boogers in your nose, and you didn't even know it was in your nose. Like, they seen you at your weakest point because they seen me when I was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It wasn't like I could go how your mama straighten up your pants or straighten up your collar? No, they saw mine over here and then, like, maybe even tried to help me out. So they see me at my most vulnerable. So it'll be cool to see them again.
I love that. 'Cause, this is a perfect way oh, if you all are not following us already. So how can you submit your feedback? How can you answer these questions? Again, the questions are most delusional thing your 18-year-old self believed about adulthood. And then Jeffrey, of course, is going to do the best reunion survival strategy. So you all to share yours with us as well. But you can find us on social media, Please Do Tell Podcast, or you can slide in our DMs. We will definitely give you our handles at the very end. So that means you have to listen to the very end. And
Or at the
we also
bottom.
are at the bottom. Well,
Yeah,
Jeffrey's is
mine at the bottom. I'm tedious and together.
okay. Good for you. Uh, we also have an email, please do tell podcast at gmail.com. So you can definitely submit there as well. And we'll see what y'all got to say. But until then, it is now time for rapid fire.
Phew. Yeah, that's what they shoot over there, over there. Yeah, that's the bombs now. So that's a real rapid fire.
Whoa, I wasn't ready.
I
Okay.
was.
Whoa. Whoa. You want to start it?
Yep. Age
Mhm.
is just a number. True or false?
It said or it depends. I just have to answer true, false,
That's why I
right.
make it rapid fire, remember? I was trying to
Okay,
follow the
okay,
prompt
okay,
and
okay,
say
excuse
yeah.
me, the 18-year-old version of you in one word, go.
Enthusiastic.
Mm,
The you right now in one word.
optimistic.
Okay.
Reunion outfit already planned or figuring it out the morning of?
Obviously, I'm commuting, so I gotta kinda already have it planned, but I don't have a clue right now. I got 24 hours. Actually, I got like 18 hours to put it in my suitcase.
To figure it out.
Old school word suitcase.
Oh, no.
What's one thing that is generally better now than it was when you were in high school?
Now, technology.
That's a good one.
One thing you genuinely miss about being younger, be honest.
Um, I since we stand on the theme classmates, shout out to TT, playing the game at his grandma's house. Yep, we used to play Mortal Kombat at, Miss Ernestine's house, cause Miss Ernestine, my grandma, they were best of friends, and we used to play the game whenever they I knew I was gonna have a grand old time over there, cause Todd, you know he was spoiled, and so I was gonna ride that coattail, hey, look and cause, grandmas ain't gonna let another grandma show them up. Look, you may get a little over there, but I know I'm gonna get something. And then Miss Ernestine was like, I got you too. Ooh, hoo, hoo, I'm getting two. So yeah, I was all in. Yeah, I missed those days. What's a song that is in the moment? Excuse me. What's the song that is the moment in your life? That's a terrible it's written wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's a song that's in a moment in your life right now? What's that song popped in your head right there? Rapid fire.
Overqualified by Duran Bernard.
Okay.
What does becoming feel like right now? One
I can't do that. Michelle Obama, because that's the first thing I thought about when I said, what does becoming?
yeah.
But becoming means well off. Hello.
Okay.
Let's go.
Anyways, you all, we made it. We made it. Listen, I feel like these episodes been a little bit longer because we've been really take me through there, take me through there, take me through there, take me through there.
How long was
Uh,
this episode? It wasn't that long.
okay.
Yeah.
Once we ain't even done.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
I had another 3 hours.
Okay, not me, child. Not me. Um, Jeffrey, what is your closing remarks for this episode?
Look, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I'm gonna say it. My great grandfather was a Baptist preacher, so we know how to stir up the crowd to get that collection plate coming around. So let me send that good old collection plate. Y'all hear me? Look, it's call and response. So you can catch me at Mr. Fantastic World at MrFantastic World WORLD. You can catch us at the If You Know, You Know late night show. You can catch us, please do tell. Um, my words, I know I went early, Renika, but my word for this episode is I'm elated. Um, it's a celebration and I can't wait to share with y'all next episode. So
Yes.
that's where I'm at.
Excited. I wanna hear all the bloopers. I wanna hear all the fun things.
Amen.
Great. It's amen. Holy great. You all, the one thing that you would tell your younger self, the real thing, not the inspirational one. You can also slide in DMs and tell us that too. But You can find me on socials at Ronika, Ronnika dot Williams, Williams. And you can find us, Please Do Tell Podcasts, wherever. If you're listening to us, you can also watch us on YouTube. If you are one of those people like, I don't want to see their facial expressions. I want to see Ronika use her hands a lot because I've been told even recently I'm very dramatic and I like to use my hands. Because I want you to see my nails. Hello. That's a whole conversation piece by itself, okay?
You wanna see
Um,
the beads of the sweat on my head from the
oh,
lights from the camera.
oh, because he doesn't have his window open. It's okay. We're almost done. We're almost done. We're almost done. But you all, I'm gonna come back and recap about the band and choir stories. Um, if you all have a reunion coming up, whether it's family or even class, let us know. Because if you have, I mean, we want to know what surprised you. Let us know. Let us know. Still talking about transition. I will be talking about transition probably all month. And I want to know if you're in the transition right now also. Because sometimes it can feel a little lonely, but listen, we're here. We're here for a good story. So, but don't forget to share with the homie. Don't forget to share with the homie. So that means subscribing, sharing, leaving a review. That helps more people find the Please Do Tell podcast. And Jeffrey already said that on Thursday nights, we do a live late night show, which is, if you know, you know, which is also available on YouTube. So it's so many ways to engage with us and get these stories and get this interaction. So get to it, chop chop. But tell a friend, tell a friend.
Miss Money.
Just saying. And yeah, so next time we see y'all, it'll be episode 120. Wow. How do we get here?
Wow.
Like this up.
Wow.
How do we get here? How do we get to the 25th class reunion for Jeffrey? We're gonna be rolling right into 120. So Jeffrey, what you got for the people before we roll out of here?
Stay hydrated.
Mm. Get your mother blood and shine on today. We'll see y'all next time.
Alright now.
Woohoo!
You too much.